Have you ever quit a job due to being undervalued? What's your story? I quit after being denied a deserved raise. I had been busting my butt at this company for 10 years. I was always on time, never took a sick day, and always got my poop done. The company was always praising me for my performance and promised me a yearly raise. But then they hired some jerk from another company who got a huge salary increase even though he wasn't nearly as good as me. This guy would take long lunches and leave early all the time without any explanation or warning. Plus he had tons of complaints against him from other departments because of his shitty attitude towards colleagues and clients. At his annual performance review, the CEO told him that he wouldn't be getting a raise this year but maybe next year if he improved his performance. Of course, this asshole threw an absolute fit in front of everyone including clients, threatening to quit unless he got what was promised to him. The CEO held her ground at first but eventually caved in after all the screaming and gave him an 18% raise anyway. Fast forward 6 months later and this dude still couldn't do his job properly, missing deadlines left, right and center, so management called him into a meeting to tell him that due to his poor performance there would be no raise for him this year either. He responded with another tantrum even worse than before, screaming at everyone around demanding explanations why others were getting raises while he wasn't. It went on for 15 minutes until security had to come in and escort him out of the building. 2 days later, he came back claiming that he'd quit so they couldn't force him to work anymore. Unbelievably, HR didn't fire anyone but instead just issued warnings which pissed off those of us who had worked hard all these years. Meanwhile, the accounts payable department was suffering since no one wanted to step up into the role left by that asshole ex-employee, so it fell on us regular employees to pick up the slack while HR refused to terminate anyone without cause. It was such bullshit. Eventually, I got called into the CEO's office along with 2 other managers who dealt with this ex-employee's crap before, where she thanked me for my hard work over these past 10 years, but due budget cuts etc. she needed someone else reassigned into different roles within the company. We explored various options like me taking over his role while keeping mine, which would involve lots more travel away from home, but considering how difficult it is replacing someone like that plus how much strain it would put on my family, I decided against it. Instead we settled on option B, transitioning me into a different role within accounts payable department which still offered regular raises but lesser responsibilities than before. So with heavy heart I resigned from my position. It was an easy decision, but there's no way I'm gonna accept being undervalued or pushed aside because of something out of my control. So yeah, I left that place grateful for past 10 years knowing full well somewhere else will recognize and appreciate what I bring.